This is actually going to be a really interesting test as to whether course strategy and management and being sensible works, or whether I completely lose my mind. Sensible golf saves pars. Write that down. Apathetic Chewbacca noise. Third time's a fade, as the saying goes. Sensible, sensible, lemon sensible. Not to make a ton of excuses, he says, proceeding to make a ton of excuses. Straight to the bar, drinking on my own. I feel a bit sick. Oh no, snuggle. Bob is indeed a 54-degree wedge. Isn't this a nice laugh? Aren't we having a laugh? No, we're not. How much difference does course management make if you can't put the ball where you want? But if anything, Clive, he's hit that too well. Oh my goodness, go in. Oh my gosh, go in. See? Lemon sensible. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and to another course vlog. Today I am out at Helidon Lakes near Daventry, and yes, that is a real place. I am going to try to play some decent golf. Let's see if we can break 85 or maybe even 80. Little bit of a, not twist, but through line for this video is that I'm going to try and play very, very sensible golf today in the decades John Sherman practical golf well school of things, making sensible decisions, not getting out in front of my skis, basically not being an idiot, and see if that can help bring my score down and what effect course strategy can have for a mid-handicap golfer. I am out here and I don't know the course par or my course handicap. Par 72 course, my course handicap is only a 9, so anything low 80s is kind of a decent day. So yeah, Helidon Lakes, break 85 maybe, but can course strategy help me to achieve a decent score? Let's get into it. Right, well, it's a test of my resolve right off the first, because this is a very, very reachable par 4, but sensible golf, sensible golf, sensible golf. I have a 6-iron, the wind is kind of behind off the right, everything banks left to right, and it's OB right. So sensible course management golf, 6-iron up the left side, should be 100 yards or less in, and should kick right off the left. Okay, that's pretty much what I said. Okay, well, it was definitely reachable as I have 45 yards left, having hit a 6-iron. Tricky little shot this, actually. Green kind of runs front to back, left to right. A lot of wind going on at the moment. I just need to get it over this ridge, otherwise it'll be back where I started, and then it should trundle. That's probably too much over that ridge. Can't see, it should be on the green. Okay, well, the first lesson we've learned today in trying to play sensible golf is come and have a look at the green, because actually it slopes slightly differently than I thought. More or less pin high, just off the back, swooping putt, just lag it up. Or make it? No, just lag it up there. Oh, stop, oh my goodness. But a par. A slightly ropey par, but a par nonetheless. Right, well, nothing says sensible golf like stroke index 1, hole number 2. Torn. Heart says driver, head says 2-iron. Because we are trying to course manage my way around here, I've got the 2-iron. It's 400 yard, dogleg left. I think it's about 200 to the final tree on the right. So if I get one and it runs a bit, this should be plenty to give me an angle in. Remember, I said that in about 3.5 minutes. Okay, well, that is in the trees. I didn't hear it hit anything, but it's in the trees, so maybe got lucky and got through, probably not. Okay, well, it turns out that sensible golf is no match for a good old-fashioned rope hook. Could be worse, I guess, but I'm just gonna have to bump it out. If I bump it straight right, I'll have no shot. So this is riskier, but still the right call. I should be able to get this through. I'd have to get very unlucky to hit one of the very few trees between me and the fairway. Again, remember that in about 3.5 minutes time, or about 30 seconds time. Yeah, perfect. Okay, well that was a rather well played little chip out the trees, if I may say so myself. And it's my YouTube channel, so I will. I have 111 yards to the flag, slightly downwind. Going to hit 54 degree, should be middle of the green. Oh, I've thinned it. Oh, sit down. Okay, that got very, very lucky because it was so bad it hit the bank and I think may have rolled back on the green. Okay, well, hopefully that was a sign of things to come, because I thought it was OB. It kicked off this bank, came back, and I've now got about 15 feet for birdie from off the green. So that's lucky. No, not for birdie, for par, sorry. Do it, do it, do it. No. Oh wow, these are quick. Okay, 1 over through 2. Hitty, hitty, golfy, shotty. Right, well, terrible swing there. Didn't get lucky. Luck obviously ran out on the last hole, which is fair enough. So I'm in a very, very ugly lie, huge tuft of grass behind the ball. No choice here but to just punt it back into the fairway. Which that has done. Right, 87 yards to the back, flag is at the back, wind is slightly into, ball is slightly above my feet. Haven't actually hit a good shot yet, so this would be a fine time to start, I think. Sit, sit, sit. Right, well, as that sort of apathetic Chewbacca noise probably indicated, that was not a good shot, and this round of golf has not started very well. However, here we are. I have a chip for par. Any of you regular viewers, you lucky things know, trying to chip these, not putt them. I don't really have a choice here because this is quite a fluffy lie. I just need to get this close enough to make a bogey. Maybe. Yes, bogey. 2 over through 3. Okay, another very short par 4. It's only 265. See the green down there, obviously. But it's quite clever because there's no real way to play this particularly sensibly, in that any layup is just going to kick left and go into the gumph. Driver in this wind, I don't trust. I've got the 2-iron again. Now I've hit 2 snap hooks in a row with it, so third time is not one. Third time's a fade, as the saying goes. I'm going to hit it at the right of that tree and probably try and put a better swing on it because it hasn't gone well so far. Oh, it hasn't drawn at all. Well, it's just short of the long grass, but I'm going to have quite the chip. Right, so quite the chip, as I said. The pin is there. They've put them in some gnarly positions today. I have 62 yards to it. I have my 60-degree wedge, which I don't hit a lot, but this is a sort of in case of emergency break lob wedge. No, don't break the... Anyway, again, there's a big bank. I kind of have to fly it most of the way there, I think. Otherwise, it's going to get a really juicy kick. Sensible golf-wise, I'm going to play to the left of the flag because there's much more room out there. The flag is in basically the back right corner. So to the left of it and just try and leave myself a birdie putt. Sit, 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 sit. Yowza. It's a birdie putt, but it's a long one. Not just a long one, but one through what looks like some sort of battlefield. This course is not, I must say, in great shape. I have played here a couple of times before. It was better than this. It's a lovely piece of property. There's some really nice views, but unfortunately, I think this is slightly indicative of how it's been kept anyway. Uphill putt, 35, 40 feet, right to left for an unlikely birdie, and not just right to left, but through several molehills and some absolutely massive crevices. Do it, do it. Not bad. Impressively, the cup is also full of water, despite us being in the middle of a drought. Oh, lovely. Okay, par 4, dogleg right. It is driver. I know I'm saying sensible, this may not look sensible. It is driver, the wind is helping. I do know the line. So this is the club. Hit it well or not, TBC, but it's driver. Oh, I've not hit it at all well. Okay, well, I don't understand how this has happened, because I hit this tee shot, I thought it had gone in the trees, and it's in the middle of the fairway. I haven't moved it. I'm genuinely really confused. I didn't hear anything. My only guess is that this fairway is quite banked, so perhaps it came off. Second lucky break of the round, which is just as well because I'm not playing well, so I need all the help I can get. I have 65 yards to the front of the green. Now would be a decent time to start playing well. Oh, better strike. Might need to sit. Okay, a little bit much, but span back, so we all love that. Right, well, not quite as many scars on the landscape as the previous green, but still a very, very long birdie putt, and a slightly tricky one, because if I get this past the hole to where you are, could be off the green. So big breaker right to left, just need to get the pace right. Think, stop. See, that was the danger. And it's gone. Not off the green gone, thankfully, but way more left here than I would have liked. Go. Oh, you. Okay, well, bogey. And frankly, I got very lucky with the tee shot, so par maybe would have been a bit rich. Okay, 3 over through 5, not good, and I don't feel like I've hit a good golf shot yet. 3 over is probably more than I deserve. This is a very pretty hole. Dogleg round to the left, par 4, 370. I've got the 2 iron, just need to get it up the dogleg. I'm back into wind, which is fun, but it is a nice hole, and you'll see when we get round there exactly why. Well, it's another ropey swing, but it's safe. Not to make a ton of excuses, he says, proceeding to make a ton of excuses. Body does not feel quite right today. There's no range here, so there's no chance for a warm-up or to hit any balls, and it is an evening round, so basically rolled straight out the car after work. Not a disaster so far, but just swing doesn't feel right, back doesn't feel quite right. Maybe things will loosen up as we go. So yeah, not the best start, but plenty of time to put it around. Right, well that really wasn't a good shot, was it? I got 181 to the flag into wind. I'm starting to think I probably should have hit driver then. I'm going to hit a 5-iron. Not really confident this will hold the green because it's downhill, but it is into wind and I don't think a 6 will get there. Well, it's right at it, but I think it'll get caught in the trap. No, sit, sit. Just off the back edge, not bad. Okay, well I'm just off the fringe, but I think it's still putter. Nasty little downhill lie, and I think the chip brings in far too many possible bad things. So uphill putt for an unlikely, very unlikely birdie. Go on, over the hill. Oh, just didn't catch the ridge. Not a bad effort. Not a bad effort, but still a bit of work for the par. Job done. Good par after a bad tee shot. Okay, hole 6, the driver is out. Long par 4, straight, fairly tight, but we're downwind and it's stroke index 3, it's uphill. I think I need driver to have any chance of getting on in 2, and as I say, downwind, so should help keep it online. Just need to hit a good one. Oh, it's a bit cutty. Kick left. Oh, it has. Not perfect, but should be okay. Oh, it's so bad. Okay, fairly close to having a temper tantrum right now, like a little baby boy. Finally hit a good shot there. Nice 9-iron, middle of the green, 3 putt. Okay, first par 5 of the day. It isn't driver, despite it being a par 5. OB right, hotel left, straight into wind. Just got to get one on the fairway and go from there. Okay, finally a half decent swing. Right, well here is a good example of where course strategy can come into play. I have 240 to the front of the green, an absolutely roasted 2-iron, chasing on firm turf, could get there. But brings back in the OB, the hotel, the lawsuits, all of that stuff. So sensible, 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 and not gone brilliantly so far. I don't feel wildly confident in my swing. 7-iron, get it up there, 160-ish, have a wedge on, maybe make a birdie, maybe make a par, take the disaster out of play. Sensible, sensible, lemon sensible. See? Lemon sensible. So that is definitely a tick in the box of being sensible and course strategy. As I said, I've now got 87 yards to the middle. No danger. Should in theory be a par at worst from here. Remember I said that? Jeez, you idiot. Okay, let's just get it on 2 putt. Bob is indeed a 54-degree wedge. Bob, turn. I would have liked that to have been close to the hole. Well, it isn't close to the hole, it's this far away. And I want never gets, but what I want is to put this at least to within tap-in range. Nearly. Nearly. Par. Sensible golf saves pars. Write that down. Right, par 3. 111, wind helping slightly off the right. In theory, should be a perfect 50-degree wedge. So, over the left side of this tree, wind carries it, one hop, trundles in, hole in one, straight to the bar, drinking on my own. Oh, actually, oh my goodness, go in. Oh my gosh, go in. Ooh. I think it's short, but the line from here looked zesty. Well, I dared to dream for a moment there. I dreamed a dream that golf was full of hole-in-ones. Still, got 5 feet for a birdie, which will be nice. Yay! Right, 10th hole, another par 3. 142 up the hill, 9-iron. Hole in one this time. Probably not. Could be good though. To be completely honest, I expected this to be quite a lot closer. But there we go, it isn't. And I've got a little testy chip here. Just snuggle it up. Snuggle. Oh, I don't have anything to say. Snuggle. Oh no, snuggle. Well, it wasn't the worst putt in human history, but a distinct lack of snuggle. So I've got about 6 feet now for the par. Pushed it. Sloppy bogey. Right, hole 10, and a hole which is frankly quite silly. It's a dogleg right, drops probably 100 yards from here to the green. I think it's driver because there's space down there, and if you don't hit driver, you're left with a pretty ugly lie. But you have to take a very aggressive line and get it up over the trees. Oh, that could be perfect. That could be perfect. We won't know for a couple of minutes, but that was the line, I think. Okay, and therein lies one of the reasons why I think this hole is slightly silly, because I hit what I was pretty confident was the perfect drive, and I just can't find it. This hole is so blind, there's so much elevation change. I have no idea where it's gone. So I'm gonna have to take a drop. I got 120 yards to the flag. Go, go, go. Okay, well, I've gone from thinking I'd have a wedge in to be on a 2 to hitting my 4th from here. In my defense, I did say before I even hit the tee shot, this was a silly hole, and I think it is. So try and get up and down to save par. Sit, sit. And now I'm even grumpier. Right, another par 5. And actually, if I'm being completely honest, another quite annoying one, because there's a lake that cuts in at about 200-ish up there, and then it's all uphill. So you can't really go for it in 2 shots unless you can drive it 350. So I'm just gonna bump a 5-iron, hopefully get as close to the lake as I can, and then the big approach up the hill. Yeah, I mean, I think that's perfect, but again, probably isn't. Okay, thankfully that one was fine. But the green is miles up that hill, long, long way in. So I'm just gonna get a 4-iron as far up there as I possibly can. Oh, it's so well struck. Might have just run into the first cut, but nice hit. Be good. A little long, I think, but good strike. Okay, well, my depth perception was all sorts of off just then, because this looked like it was going to be close, and it's not. Big swooping putt here. for a birdie. Just didn't hit it. Just didn't hit it. Right, for the par. Be a shame not to get this one. I feel a bit sick. Okay, so 12 holes in, 6 over par. Not great, not a disaster. What's interesting though is I spent the first kind of 6 or 7 holes hitting terrible shots and getting quite a bit of luck. Since then I've hit quite a lot of quite good shots and got no luck. I feel like since the 8th hole I've hit pretty much exclusively good shots, and yet I'm 3 over par in the last 5 holes. So this is actually going to be a really interesting test as to whether course strategy and management and being sensible works, or whether I completely lose my mind, because I'm hitting it better and I'm getting worse results, which is obviously very frustrating. However, as I say, all is well, the sun is out, it is still very windy. This is a completely new tee box since I last played this hole. It used to be way over to the left, and it's a dinky little par 3, 90 yards. So I have a 54-degree wedge. I mean, wouldn't this be nice? Why not us, eh? Why not us? Oh, I think it had a look tiny bit long. About 12 foot for birdie. Baby dip. Still, it's a par off the bogey train. Another thing working against me at this point is that my watch doesn't recognise where we are since we got to the back 9. Appears to think we're on hole 1, par 3, 818 yards, which I don't think we are. This is quite a long par 4 back down the enormous hill I just walked up. There's a lake at 252 playing 224, so it's into wind. I'm going to hit 2-iron and hope it doesn't go in the lake. Well, that is really so very bad. I mean, talk about getting away with it. It's chased out about 200 yards. Right, I've taken the watch off because, as I just said, it doesn't work. No joke, I took it off 30 seconds ago. I've looked at it 4 times, so that's good. However, I have 160 yards to the pin. It's into wind. I have a 7-iron. I just did it again. I don't think this is too much club. Do I sound sure? No. Oh dear. Well, it wasn't in by much, but it was in. It is all red staked up here, so I've taken a drop, hitting my 4th. Very frustrating. Go in, go in, go in. Ooh. Bogey. Back on the bogey train, only just got off. Okay, hole 15, shortish par 4, just a total 90-degree dog leg, hitting a 7-iron. Without the watch, I actually don't know how far the dog leg is, but I seem to remember from last time, I think this is the club. I don't know. I'm going to hit another one because that was lefter than I wanted it to be. First one was fine. I forgot just how left you can go on this hole. I have somehow ended up, and I've tried to put the camera where you can see this, on this ludicrous ridge. I can only assume one of the dune sandworms is asleep under this thing. I have exactly 100 yards to the pin. Be quite nice to stick an approach shot near, because I haven't really done that yet. So let's try. Maybe. By which I mean, so short it hasn't even made the green. My very slight defence at thinking I'd stiff this and it ending up 10 yards short of even the fringe, I hadn't realised quite how much wind there is straight into. So, is that all right? No? Okay. Putting this. Don't care if you like it or not. Go. Well, the line was certainly good, wasn't it? Isn't this a nice laugh? Aren't we having a laugh? No, we're not. We're not having fun. Yeah. Yet another bogey. Ball bag. Right, hole 16, stroke index 2. Very frustrating back nine so far. Lots of bogeys and just the one par. It's driver all day. It's downwind, but it's still kind of 300 to get through the fairway. Been sort of interesting this, not particularly different from how I play normally, because I do tend to try and be fairly sensible and course management-y. I guess the question is, and this is sort of why I wanted to do this video, because quite a lot of people have asked, as a mid-average golfer, handicapper, how much difference does course management make if you can't put the ball where you want? It's all well and good picking targets, but evidently, oftentimes the ball doesn't actually go on target or even that near target. So I guess it's about playing the odds really. Ultimately, no one hits their target every single time. The worse the golfer, the less you hit your targets. But by choosing the right targets, you'll at least be in the right position when you do hit them. And if you do miss them, you'll hopefully be in a less bad position than you would be missing from a badly chosen target, if that makes sense. So it's not been a great round of golf. I'm feeling very tired. 3 holes to go. Stroke index 2. Need a good tee ball here. That's a very good tee ball. Best of the day. Come on. Right, well, that's probably only the second genuinely good driver swing of the day. Thankfully, unlike the one on the ski slope downhill par 5, this one's actually been found and is in the middle of the fairway, like the first one should have been. 144 to the flag, quite a lot of helping wind, pitching wedge. Let's try and actually stick one close this time, not just think I have and then not even be on the green. Well, I don't think it is that close, but I think it is on the green at least. Okay, that was actually better than I thought. Pin high, about 15 feet, going right to left for birdie. Very windy now. Break, go on, go on. Oh, it's in if it's there. Still, par on stroke index 2, not too bad. Right, 17th hole. If my calculations, aka counting, are correct, I'm 8 over par. It'd be nice to get in 8 over par. It feels quite a lot worse than that, I think, because I started off hitting the ball very badly but getting some lucky breaks. Then I've started hitting it better but not really scoring. So 8 over is kind of on handicap. I get 9 off the yellows here, but it doesn't really feel like a good round. Anyway, it's not over yet. Short-ish par 4, about 300 yards. I have hit driver here in the past, so this is probably a good example of trying to be sensible and manage my way around a course. I have a 4-iron, just going to try and chase it up the right-hand side. Fairway cambers pretty violently right to left, so up the right, should have about 120 in. Nope, fatted it, but it's going to work. Right, there is a good example. Right club, right choice, bad shot, totally got away with it. Different club, different target, more aggressive, that same shot, boned. Totally got away with that. Big fat, but it's summer, so it's chased. 78 yards to the pin, lots of helping wind. Half 54 degree, long is bad, although short's quite bad too, just roll back. So not an easy shot considering it's 74 yards. Wow, I struck that magically. Oh, I think it's taken a massive hop and gone off the back. Thankfully not quite off the back, but if anything, Clive, he's hit that too well. Nice shot though. Probably without the helping wind, it's a lot tighter than this. Right, uphill, right to left. Brake, brake, brake. Nah. Nope, missed it, idiot. Okay. Well, as you can no doubt tell from that incredibly lazy putt, I have somewhat run out of puff. Unfortunately, 9 over, short par 3 to finish. More importantly, if you have made it this far through the video, you are saints and martyrs, and I really appreciate it. Please do subscribe to the channel. You obviously like it, and we'll do more videos every week. Course vlogs, learnings, game improvement strategies, other bits and pieces. So it's been a bit of an exhausting one, no disaster. Can I finish with a hole-in-one? Probably not, but wouldn't that be nice? Probably not. But I think it's on the green. Small victories. Okay, green and red to finish. Another slippery little putt. Make this for an 8 over 80. 2 putt for bang on handicap 81. Nope. Oh, and I've left myself loads of work. Oh, that's such a bad putt. Thank heavens for that. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Ugh.